Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Hey Greg Crypto posting this. Why is the market dropping? I think we're all trying to figure this out here. Crypto's Russ. Hey Greg retweeted out his tweet here. Just in, 21 shares is to shut down Bitcoin and Ethereum futures ETFs. Liquidation expected to take place by March the 28th, so could this be a bit of a front run on the sell-off? The affected funds include ARK21 shares, active Bitcoin Ethereum strategy ETF, and the ARK21 shares active on-chain Bitcoin strategy ETF. So could it be that we are seeing a bit of a sell-off? Well, for Bitcoin, and that is what is creating the other cryptocurrencies to move down. Let me just bring up Bitcoin here because as you guys can see, since yesterday we did see a bit of an unexpected turn down. Bitcoin did shoot up, wicked back up to the $85,000 mark before coming back down again. And now it's looking like we're hopefully V-bottoming out of this. Bitcoin right now, as of the time of this recording, is trading in and around 83,500. So recovering by a little bit. XRP mimicking Bitcoin to a degree, as you guys can see that same W pattern in there for XRP. I was hoping XRP was going to stay above this line here that I marked on the chart yesterday. I was hoping that would form support, but we did see Bitcoin liquidate, so XRP did go down below with conviction. And as you guys can see there, if I just punch in on that, XRP did wick up back to that $2.34 level and is now flirting with that same level. So hopefully we can, it wasn't what I expected, but hopefully now we can stay up above that level, considering we've gone through the majority of this. Market is cooling off a little bit, so we aren't seeing too much in terms of activity. The market cap down by about 0.75%. Volume's also down by about 9.2%. Fear and greed is kind of still hovering in the 20s, so we're not seeing too much confidence in the market, at least not yet. Altcoins are gaining a little bit of steam, though, compared to Bitcoin. Now we're at 20 out of 100. We're still in Bitcoin season, though. Altcoin season probably not going to be for another little while. We've got mostly red on the chart, unfortunately, albeit not by much. Some coins are up, like BNB coin. We've got Toncoin that's up by a little bit in the last 24 hours. What else is up? HBAR is up, Shiba Inu, but mostly, guys, the top 10 is in the red. That's okay. Bitcoin is consolidating. And this is a sign, guys. There's an 87.5% chance that Bitcoin has bottomed. This, according to Astronomer here on Twitter. For the ones who have been following me for a while, know this analysis already, but given that it's one of those days where Bitcoin is slightly red on the day, and everyone literally is putting out posts that they expect it to go lower, all saw this move down coming, even pulling up some old quotes where they vaguely called the top, lowered their targets, or we simply see large cynicism without much content. I figured I'd continue my lone bull stance as we have come across another confluence on top of the confluences we've already given as to why I believe Bitcoin has bottomed. So his theory is that Bitcoin has already bottomed. I'm going to bring up this chart in a second. He goes on to say, and we won't hit the low 70s, let alone the 60s or the 50s. In fact, we openly and live in times entered full longs against all odds and against the majority on this platform. So here is what he is posting, guys. A chart with quite a bit of information. Astronomer goes on to say, aim is to freshen up the timeline, given some hope, because yes, it's easy from a successful trader standpoint to act cool on social media and write a few different posts, so on and so forth. It's harder to actually give help out to people and convince them, he says, with a type of analysis that historically outperforms the results. So he goes on in this fairly lengthy post. I'm just going to read his analysis. The analysis is quite simple, though, yet powerful. It all requires a flip on the daily. So, or 2 days, okay, in this case. Plot out all the dates the FOMC meetings appeared and see what prices did. This shows that indeed price trends to reverse when time is nearing the FOMC. The caveat is that the price reverses before or at the very last, right at the FOMC day. That's exactly why it works so well. People usually expect a reversal after FOMC due to the news it brings. Yet we now know the market is forward pricing, hence why it catches the majority off guard. So what he's saying, a bit of a front run here, works almost every time, 14 out of 16 times, in fact, or 87.5% of the time, but data goes much further than that. I like to keep it recent for purposes of balancing up-to-date criticism and sample size, and the time difference on the bottom happens versus the FOMC day. So he goes into a lot here. I'm going to link this in the description for you guys. Ultimately, though, what he's saying, we're right in the middle of it, and he's plotted out other instances where this has happened in the past throughout 2023 and 2024. But sentiment-wise, this is important. Fear is peaking to hilarious levels. Even reputable traders are protecting their reputation notifications with some random cautionary posts out of nowhere. And, I've even said Bitcoin is correcting 30%. This is typical for Bitcoin. This is not unusual. We saw Bitcoin top back in, when was it, January, in and around 109,000 per coin. And guys, Bitcoin routinely goes down 30% before popping up another 200-300%. So we're down 29.82%. We're right on target. Astronomer here looking at these metrics. Again, I will link this in the description for you if you're interested. And Bitcoin just got a new 126,000 June target as data predicts a bull market will come back. So, it's not just Twitter. We will likely see a positive spring for Bitcoin. Timothy Pearson, he's an economist. This is what he said. Bitcoin has declined 30% after topping out in mid-January. The extent of this drop is characteristic of bull market correction. So again, similar to what I've been saying. And Peterson keenly senses the potential for a comeback. Here's the quote, okay? Bitcoin is trading near the low end of its historical seasonal range, he determined alongside a chart comparing Bitcoin price cycles. Nearly all of Bitcoin's annual performance occurs in 2 months, April and October. It is entirely possible Bitcoin could reach a new all-time high before June. So this is the sentiment coming from, who's this guy? Timothy Peterson here. Peterson has created various Bitcoin price metrics over the years. One of them, lowest price forward, has successfully defined levels below which BTC USD never falls after crossing above them at a certain point. So an interesting characteristic of Bitcoin here. For my Patreon subscribers, you probably did see that I put out a recent market update, giving you guys a bonus metric to be looking at when analyzing these trends, when analyzing the charts. Patreon.com/WorkingMoneyChannel if you guys are interested in following what I'm doing this particular bull run, because every bull run is a little different. I'm using historical patterns, but I'm also taking a look at what is helping us drive this crypto market forward. Will we see real utility by the end of 2025? That's also going to definitely factor into this. So patreon.com/WorkingMoneyChannel if you're interested in seeing what I'm doing. Donald here also posting XRP has been trading above ETH's FDV for a couple of days now. Now, I mentioned this in yesterday's video. If you guys didn't catch that, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. Donald also noticing the FDV is at 231 billion roughly, and Ethereum is catching up 229.4 billion. So very, very close together, I gotta say. What we really do need to see, though, is volume ramping up. Once we do see XRP volume get up, hopefully above 10 billion. That's when we're really going to see some meaningful activity. But that is going to come with the euphoria phase of the bull run. So we got to keep waiting for that. But wanted to thank Donald for posting that. I guess I should also say wanted to thank Astronomer there and also Crypto Russ and Greg Crypto for posting these. Generally, these euphoria phases will bring liquidity into the market. And so, my theory has always been cryptocurrency up until now has been a speculative asset that we trade in a spec market, and that's great. I mean, when the liquidity comes in, it means new money's coming in, and people are buying and selling at all kinds of prices, and generally the demand is higher than the supply, so prices tend to go up for all kinds of different cryptocurrencies. But my theory is this. I'm thinking that a lot of these crypto companies, they realize they need liquidity in order to be successful. Not just that, in order to implement the use cases that their cryptocurrencies solve for. So if they want to be successful and if they want to start implementing these use cases, they need the liquidity. And chances are they're going to be harnessing the liquidity from the FOMO bull run. Even Grok is saying, trillions could flow into XRP. If Ripple achieves global adoption, $5 trillion in liquidity could pour into XRP annually. So could you imagine if we harnessed that liquidity and just kept moving with it because the use case was so successful and so popular? Ripple's already got these partnerships. But if it kept going, if we just kept seeing XRP liquidity going up and demand going up for XRP, so the price kept going up, X Finance Bull here posting, tapping into the $190 trillion cross-border payment market. How do you fade a project on the verge of something this massive? So this is just coming straight out of Grok, okay? Global cross-border payments, about $190 trillion. Ripple's current transaction volume, about $30 billion. So nowhere near the 190, but we could get there soon. Historical XRP-based daily volume is about 322.66 million. Projected XRP volume with adoption, 5 trillion. And this is what AI is projecting. In conclusion, if Ripple achieves global adoption for its payment solutions, the liquidity flowing into XRP could be approximately $5 trillion annually based on a conservative estimate of 5% market share with a 50% XRP usage for settlement. This figure reflects the potential for XRP to serve as a bridge currency in a significant portion of the $190 trillion cross-border payment market, though it remains speculative and subject to regulatory and adoption changes. So, of course, the regulation is going to have an impact on this, but we're on the right road for that. I don't doubt that we could see this very soon. Now, Andrew DeVilbiss posted this, a more recent clip. I believe this is a more recent clip of David Schwartz here. XRP is the quote currency of the XRP Ledger. Okay, this is made possible by the auto bridge feature. David Schwartz explains numerous times he's explained this, but how XRP runs over the XRP Ledger, why XRP is going to be needed, and how we could in fact see that liquidity move even higher.
I think that like having a high quality stablecoin both on the XRP Ledger and in other places, on the XRP Ledger, we think it'll turbocharge some of those DeFi use cases like lending real world assets. Like if you sell a real world asset, you don't want to have the hot potato out of a digital asset because you didn't want if you want the exposure to digital asset, that's great. But we want people who don't want exposure to digital assets to be able to participate in these DeFi ecosystems so they can grow as well. And it's not a pivot away from XRP because the XRP is the XRP Ledger's like native token. It's its gas token. It's what you pay transactions fees with. And the XRP Ledger has features like auto bridging that kind of put XRP in a central role, providing liquidity between other assets. And so the more other assets there are, the more opportunities there are for XRP to bridge between those assets.
So explain some other moving parts to this puzzle, right? The more assets there are, the more opportunity there is for XRP to bridge those assets, and the more need for XRP there will be. Transactions, XRP going to be used for gas, but XRP needs to be liquid first. Ripple has always said this. They've always maintained that XRP needs to be a liquid cryptocurrency to function properly. So this is why, I'm just putting two and two together, thinking to myself, when XRP becomes liquid, when we do see FOMO enter the space, hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the real world utility will follow. But anyway, wanted to thank Andrew DeVilbiss there and X-Finance Bull for posting that. Also, Mario Nafal. Actually, I skipped this one by accident. Kevin O'Leary. Okay, he said this, crypto will become the 12th sector of the economy. So I guess just kind of, piggybacking on these concepts and thinking about cryptocurrencies like XRP, if we have an economy run on crypto, think of how big that is going to get, guys.
Kevin, we're here at PubKey Bar. Thomas, we're happy to be here, but your bar takes Bitcoin, which I think is a very unique idea. President Trump visited here because he really believes in a future that incorporates cryptocurrency. But Kevin, let me ask you this. This is a concept, cryptocurrency, that I think a lot of people are interested in, they're not yet comfortable with. Is this something that we're going to see in the mainstream in the future?
Yeah, the reason they're not comfortable with it right now is they've watched the cowboy era of crypto, but all the crypto cowboys are in jail or out of business. So now we're in a new phase. There's a new tone at the government. Trump has put it forward. They're going to provide regulations to allow this to become integrated with the financial institutions of America. It's going to become a payment system, an investment vehicle. It's going to become part of all of the sectors of our economy. We have 11 sectors. Eventually, I believe crypto will be the 12th.
So Kevin O'Leary saying we have 11 sectors. Crypto could in fact be the 12th. And so what are those 11 sectors? Well, we have energy, materials, industrials, utilities, healthcare, financials, customer discretionary, consumer staples, information technology, communication services, and real estate. So cryptocurrency, I think it's a no-brainer, could be part of this, and it could be the biggest one. Arguably, it can facilitate transactions in all of these 11 other sectors. So that is another interesting point. I think a unique attribute to cryptocurrency where it could, in fact, thrive even further. So wanted to thank Mario Nafal for posting that. And so how long does it take to implement XRP-powered transactions into banks, for example? Apparently as little as 3 weeks. Smoke here posting a clip from an online seminar. Listen to this.
Which I think should be quite comfortable for you. How long is the implementation process to get started with Ripple?
Yeah, so typically we look at about a 2 to 3 month basis from start to finish. A lot of that is part of the onboarding process. So we go through a credit review process. We then have an onboarding process. That's relatively straightforward. In terms of the technical integration side, it can take between, I'd say, probably 1 to 2 months. That includes things like testing, integrating into the system, and just general process. I think the fastest one I've ever done was probably a 3-week implementation, which was very fast. And probably the slower ones hit that sort of 3-month mark. But it's as fast as you can put resources into making it happen. And we're here to support that.
So in most cases, 2 to 3 months, but guys, they have been able to do it in 3 weeks. So harnessing the euphoria phase, harnessing that liquidity. I mean, a lot of these banks are already on board, and Ripple has apparently applied for new trademarks. This one courtesy of Crypto Eddie at Santosumo Saba here on Twitter. Downloadable software for custody of cryptocurrency, fiat currency, virtual currency, and digital currency. This is the trademark that they just applied for. Downloadable software for transmission and storage of cryptocurrency, fiat currency, virtual currency, and digital currency. So some people here, like Noah Christopher, saying Ripple are making big moves. This trademark suggests they're expanding beyond XRP into crypto custody, storage, and payments. With regulations heating up, having a secure, compliant platform could be a game changer. Are they positioned for mainstream adoption? Bobby B saying, he checked the App Store. This is an authenticator app for signing transactions. So could this be something like that for institutions? King Karen here also posted, Ripple did just file this new trademark for downloadable cryptos. Jeremy Hogan did comment on this. Okay, be on the lookout for the allowance of use from the trademark office, which should issue this quickly, because after that, Ripple only has 6 months to advertise, sell, etc. the service and file a statement of use, so an SOU. You'll know what it's all about before the end of the summer, probably. So what is this? We'll probably figure this out within the next few months. Here is the link. If you guys are interested, I will link it in the description for you. So for goods and services, downloadable software for custody of cryptocurrencies, as I did mention, I read this earlier. And then they mention, they give these descriptions here, a peer-to-peer network for computer services, namely electronic transmission of financial data over electronic communications network for custody and storage purposes, transmission of financial information by electric communications network, and also providing temporary use for online non-downloadable software for use in crypto custody of cryptocurrency, fiat currency, virtual currency, and digital currency. So covering all those types of currencies, providing temporary use of online non-downloadable software for use in transmission and storage of all those things as well. They also talk about software as a service, featuring software for use in custody, transmission, and storage of cryptocurrency. Guys, basically covering all their bases to be number one in the crypto custody game, pivoting from cross-border payments, realizing the future is going to be more than that. The real utility, the capabilities of leveraging XRP over the XRPL is endless. That's just my opinion. And for more information on where I think these cryptocurrencies are going to go, follow me, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel for my opinions. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, though. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love your comments. See you in the next one, guys.